I will let Mad Max sleep for the whole hour. I literally rather watch Mac sleep than talk about what I just saw. Mac, you know what sucks? I swear, I tweeted this out while I was watching the show. So Mac, the show is on in Colorado from 6 to 8. Okay.
Yep.
So I start watching the show at 6:45 times 4 speed. Okay. What really sucks is when you catch up in real time.
Yep.
When you catch up in real time and you keep hitting that fast forward button and it doesn't freaking move, I get so pissed off. Mac, I'm going to ask you a serious question. I'm being serious now.
Sure.
Now, I want everybody to know I've already had the conversation with Sportskeeda. I've already told them about January 24th. I can no longer watch these shows. Now, I'm going to ask Mac a serious question because tonight was the perfect example of why I made that decision. Mac, I'm dead serious now. Give me one single thing on this show worth talking about. One thing.
That's easy. But there was one of those. No, the entire show sucked.
Nothing. There's nothing. There is nothing worth talking about. Not one single thing in a 2-hour show. Do you guys now understand why I have a cutoff date? Why I will probably be leaving money on the table? This is the biggest massive waste of time for people like me and Mac. I don't know how we get an hour out of, like, Mac, what are we going to talk about for the next hour?
I was going to say when we started the show, and I'll say this right now because I actually was planning on saying this. Please, tonight, super chats. Hit them hard in this room. Let us talk back and forth. Let us talk about anything other than this show. Or even better, if you saw something in tonight's show that you think we should be talking about, that you thought was really good, send us a super chat. Let us know. I'd love to hear it. Traffic Jam already in here with something saying WWE is pushing Sami Zayn.
Guys, I told you they're putting the belt on. Guys, mark my words. Sami Zayn would not be going out on every show saying, I want to be the WWE champion if they weren't going to do it. They are. This is Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson, whatever his name. This is Daniel Bryan light. That's exactly what this is. They're running the Daniel Bryan play over again. The Rumble's in Saudi. They're going to put him over in Saudi to get the big pop. And I'm telling you, bro, they're going to put the belt on this guy. I'm telling you.
Let me ask you about tonight's show. We already know the show was bad, but name me one of the A-listers on tonight's show. Name me one.
Chelsea Green.
Okay. God, yeah. I'm sorry, Chelsea. I didn't mention you, and I should have, because I did make a comment. Even in the match itself, everything that took place in the women's match with Alexa Bliss and Piper Niven, when Chelsea got involved, even when she wasn't involved, my attention was drawn to Chelsea. She's a star. I'm sorry. You put her out there with Charlotte Flair. She outshines Charlotte to me. The camera just loves this girl, and she is so good at what she does. She ought to have a bigger role in the company, I think, and maybe that's what they're about to do. I'd like to see it happen.
I swear to God, man, I am so confused. I know, oh my God, what is her name now?
Valkyrie.
No, who's the one married to Aleister Black?
Zelina Vega.
Okay, I know Zelina Vega beat Chelsea Green. Why? We don't know. We're still trying to figure that out. So did somebody beat Vega? Who's got that belt? Who's got that belt?
I don't recall. I'll be honest with you. I think.
What two girls have the IC belt and whatever the other belt is? Who's got the US title? Who's got those belts?
I don't really know. Yeah, I mean, if you're
wait a minute. I think Okay, Chelsea won the U.S. title, right? I think Becky's got the IC title. I think. Becky?
Are they being on Raw? Are these matches being held on Raw?
Guys, tell us who's got these belts. I don't even know who's got these belts. I don't even know what girl. Becky's got one belt. I know that. Tiffany Stratton's got a belt.
Yeah, Charlotte and Alexa have belts as tag team champions, right?
But isn't there a U.S. champion?
Wait a minute. What about Naomi?
Naomi's got what? Do we know what belts these people have?
No. In fact, let me ask you this: while we're bringing up Naomi's name, what is the latest with Naomi? I mean, I'm hearing different things. Has anything been confirmed yet as to why there's an issue with Naomi in WWE?
I'm here. I don't know if this is true, guys. I'm not saying I got this from an inside source or anything like that. I'm hearing bunny of it.
That's what I heard. I heard that maybe there's a child on the way. Yeah, but that could really be the only explanation for suddenly pulling her off of TV like that. Because she was so heavily involved. Let's see. In the chat, we also have Matthew saying Sami Zayn is Snoozeville dude is a AEW character.
I don't get this freaking love for Sami Zayn. And listen, the love for Sami Zayn is the marks in Triple H. Normal people don't love freaking Sami Zayn.
There have been a couple of stories. I will say this. There have been a couple of stories that Sammy's been involved with where I did feel the push behind him and you wanted to cheer him on. But as far as a heavyweight champion, I was looking at that tonight. How can you ever look at him as a heavyweight champion when you got Brock Lesnar and John Cena and people like that?
Because, Mac, you were cheering him on when they had him in a comedic role. They had the guy in a comedic role, and okay, that's funny and entertaining when he was doing oos and all this. Okay, but then you went from comedic role to serious wrestler that beats everybody. That was the disconnect right there.
Yeah, and there's a lot of characters like that to me. Inside WWE that are even Becky Lynch to a point. I'll be honest with you. I don't agree with Becky Lynch as being this badass champion. She doesn't look like she's that badass. And there are other women who look like they would crush her. And so it's got reality and the eye have to be one and the same, really.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have Star Tracker Tracks with $7.99 super chat, and he says, "I gave up 10 minutes in when they made the opening argument, the main event. Same every week.
Oh yeah.
Why can't they do anything differently?"
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, Star Tracker. You knew they were setting up the 6-man as soon as you knew it was coming. You knew when they sent Jimmy. Then they were waiting to send Fatu last. You knew when everybody was in there. Nick Aldis. You. My God, bro, like you just know every single thing that's going to happen on this show.
Let's see. Sugar Hero 100 can't run a Daniel Bryan play with no momentum. Sami has no momentum, in my opinion.
What are you talking about? No, he's got 2 wins over Solo 2 weeks in a row. He literally beat Solo 2 weeks in a row.
Did you feel that the build-up for tonight's main event, the opening of the show, going to the main event and knowing what that's going to be, was that going to hold anybody to the end of the show?
Absolutely not. I wonder if there was exhibition football on tonight. Because if there was, this show got killed.
Oh, yeah. For me, it was like, and just like he was saying here, Superhero, when you got, not Superhero, but it was the guy just before him, I believe, when he was talking about the time, a Star Tracker. Look, when you have talent that is basically mid-card talent and you're putting them into a main event scene and trying to play them off as the big stars of the night, I don't buy it because there's nobody involved. Fatu maybe a little bit. Solo, I like Solo, but it's not a main event.
Bro, we don't even know the dude's name in the main event. What's the big dude's name?
Talatonga.
Yeah, okay. Okay. We got a guy in the main event, and me and Mac, who cover the show every single week, don't even know the dude's name.
No. Wes Hill, Nitro before New Blood Rising. You had a sit down with Tony saying you are taking yourself off TV, but you remained as an on-screen character feuding with Goldberg. Do you remember if plans changed?
Oh my God, that is a good question, Wes, because I don't remember that at all. I don't remember. I'm sure, it happened. Obviously, I would have to go back and watch that, Wes, because I do not remember that at all.
Vince, I asked you during the week this week, I sent you a message and I was asking about TNA and the fact that the way they were shooting some of their vignettes in the back, where you look through the window and the blinds and you saw the guys having conversations. It felt very real and gritty and raw. And I sent you a message, just said, whose idea was this? Whose idea was it, Vince?
Well, again, Mac, it's, we tried to do things differently. That's all, man. We didn't want to have the same old one right after the other. That's all.
Can you imagine if they implemented that in WWE, that kind of style of backstage vignettes, the difference it would give the feel for SmackDown?
Bro, I just think it's fascinating that we are watching a show like this and freaking Triple H is on a boat in Greece.
Yeah, I saw that. Really,
bro? Like, really? Oh, shame on you, man. Shame on you. Shame on you. You're on a boat in Greece, and I got to sit here and watch this shit show with Mac.
Yeah, we don't even get wings, and I see it advertised during the entire damn show.
Yes.
Matthew, I don't know who's worse, Triple H or Tony Khan. AEW and WWE suck.
I will tell you this, Matthew. Believe it or not, I think Tony Khan cares more about putting on a better product than Triple H. I really do. I don't think Tony Khan knows how to do that. Tony Khan's not a television writer, but I honestly believe that Tony Khan's got more passion and Tony Khan cares more about putting on a better show than Triple H does.
I think he's hungry. He wants that win. He wants it's the same thing that happened during the Monday Night Wars when WCW started getting hot. It forced WWE's hand. They had to get hotter, and that's what you did during the Attitude Era. You had to fight back.
Yep.
And anytime somebody's hungry and they're willing to fight, it makes for a much better product. Let's see what else we got here. Meth Rollins semi-main event was a Logan Paul and Cena video.
He's absolutely right, man. Absolutely right, bro. Yep. I don't know, guys. I am not BSing you. Honestly, if somebody can tell me and Mac what one thing we should be talking about on this show, nobody said it yet. Literally, give me one single, aside from Chelsea, because everybody loves Chelsea Green, and we already put Chelsea over. Take Chelsea out of the equation. Give me one freaking thing on this show worth talking about.
Johnny Karate, I'm 47, and man, I simply can't watch this modern stuff. This product is brutally cringe and so boring. How does it keep making so much money?
Because content is king, man. Content is king. These streaming services, they need content, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, guys. It doesn't matter. They need something to put on their air.
I felt like tonight was just a thrown together show because they're getting ready to hit the road and go out of the country, and we're just going to give you whatever we can give you, and the rest of them are already gone, because I felt zero star power on tonight's show. I mean, it fell flat. The show was flat. Speaking of which, you got a tattoo today. You going to tell me what that tattoo was?
I want to wait for it to heal.
Okay. That's fair enough. Let me ask you a question about tattoos while I got you about that.
Yes, sir.
Are there any tattoos that relate to wrestling?
Oh God, no, please. Are you kidding?
I was wondering, because you got a bunch of tattoos, and you said they're things you love. So
all things I love, and obviously wrestling's not one of them. But yeah, I get to take the bandage off. He said 3 days. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'll take it off Monday. I'll show you next week.
Cool. That sounds good. All right. So let me ask you about Karrion Kross too, before we get back here, or try to get back into BroDown. Is Karrion Kross a work?
It's not a work. I could tell you it's 100% not a work. I'll tell you two reasons, Mac, because you're my friend. Mac, I was being very careful because I didn't know if it was a work or a shoot. And I'll be honest with you, I was leaning towards work because I kept saying Triple H can't be that stupid. Triple H can't be that petty where he's going to get his personal feelings of Kross. He's going to let that get in the way of business and money. So that's why I'm like, please let this be a work. I mean, God knows I was there when when Shawn Michaels was driving Vince McMahon crazy. And I said to Vince, why don't you get rid of this guy? And you know what Vince said to me? Vince said to me, Vince, on my time. I will get rid of him on my time. In other words, let me translate that for you. Sean is making money for us right now, and I'm going to continue to make that money. But the second Sean is no longer making money, he's out the door. That's what Vince was saying. So I really wanted to believe Triple H wasn't going to let his personal feelings get in the way. Then I saw Ariel Helwani. And there's two takeaways from this show, Mac. I'll tell you what they were. Number one, there's no way Karrion Kross is going on there and the WWE is going on there working Ariel Helwani without him knowing, because that show is very valuable to them. And if they're working Ariel, he'll never have another WWE guest on the show.
And Ariel he was very specific too. He asked him flat out, are you working?
Yes.
And so he asked the right question.
Yes. And on the other side of that coin, Ariel Helwani is not going to let them shoot an angle on his show, because then his show loses all credibility. Ariel Helwani is very, very credible, Mac. He's got a very good show. He's not going to lose his credibility over a wrestling angle. So that right there. But then, Mac, I will tell you this. This is all I could say. It was confirmed to me by somebody there. This is not a work. I can't say who it was confirmed by, but I can tell you it wasn't somebody putting up the ring. Let me just put it to you that way. So, yeah, guys, I was very skeptical at the beginning, but after that, there's no way. There's no way.
Now, this will be the second time that Karrion Kross has been released from WWE. What was the first time? Do you remember what the reasons were, why it was let go the first time?
I don't remember, but Mac, they've done that several times. They've let people go twice, several times.
Yeah, and I don't get it, because Karrion Kross has a ton of talent. I mean, I was saying this on a different show earlier this week. There is so much talent in Karrion Kross, and not just him, but his wife as well. I've seen her actually perform as a wrestler with Queens of the Ring, and she was fantastic as a wrestler. So to me, it's just WWE missing an opportunity with somebody very talented in the back. And the only thing I can think of, and Vince, tell me if I'm wrong, but is there just a maybe personality conflict with somebody in the back?
Well, I mean, do you know the history there?
I really don't know.
I will say this, because I don't even know if this is out there.
Yep.
Prior to them getting together, I do know Scarlett had some relations with a prominent person on the current roster.
I got you.
That I do know. So the only reason why I'm saying that and letting our audience know, because Mac, bro, that's all a part of it. That's all a part of it. So if she had a relationship with somebody else on the card who's in a high position, and then she winds up marrying Kross, that can create muddy waters.
Yep. Yes, I can, especially in business, in wrestling, and in the back with the way that the boys are.
Yep.
Let's see. Matthew popping in. He's actually responding to Johnny Karate a while ago, who was saying, how do they keep making so much money? Matthew saying ticket dollars. They're charging for such a trash product. And it is. But people, like you say, every week, they keep paying for it anyhow.
For it, Matthew, they're paying for it. And as long as they pay for it, they're going to charge those prices.
Let's see. What do we have? I want to talk about anything here. I do want to talk about Alexa Bliss being accompanied by Charlotte Flair, going against Piper Niven. I know Piper's somebody else that I know you like as well. Alexa Bliss winning that match before it was all said and done. Your thoughts on the match or anything around that that you want to talk about?
And then we got they got heat on the baby faces after the match.
Yes,
right?
they did. Yeah. Chelsea and the Secret Cervix laid out Flair and Alexa, which was a nice thing to see.
Well, but that means we'll have a tag team match next week.
Oh, of course. But who's it going to be? Is Chelsea going to be involved? I keep thinking Chelsea and no. I'd love to see Chelsea work in the ring, but she can stay on the outside too. She's looking pretty good. Speaking of looking good, how about that backstage promo with Nick Aldis, Tiffany Stratton, and Jade Cargill? Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, there was a lot.
She's looking good.
Let's just say it, Mac. There was a lot of boobage on the show tonight. Tiffany Stratton had major boobage. The lady with the big purse I have no idea who that is. I know it's a lady with a big purse.
Yeah, I think I wrote down I wrote somewhere down here as a manager or something because I didn't even know who Julia's agent. That's all I know. They didn't put her name up. She didn't say her name or anything else.
Yeah, but yes, she was showing a lot of boobage. There was quite a bit of boobage on the show.
You did notice too that the start of the show that Nick Aldis, he didn't have a main event, I guess, because he came out and just made it up all of a sudden. He went those off the cuff kind of main events. Let's see, Miz and Mello versus Fraxiom winners. Miz and Mello kind of pretty much.
Do you remember? I swear to God, Mac, was it 3 months ago when Fraxiom showed up on the scene and they were beating everybody? Was that not just 3 months ago?
Yep. Yeah, if not even sooner.
It's they make the decision, we're going to bring this team up to the main roster. Then we're going to bring this team up to the main roster and put them over.
Yep.
And 3 months later, they're doing the job. Can somebody explain that to me?
Well, do you remember the Motor City Machine Guns when they first came in? Man, that was a big thing. Here they are. And where are they now? They're in the mix of the tag teams. The tag team division in WWE is horrible.
And trying to do any kind of story around this tag team division on SmackDown is horrifying. It is absolutely horrifying.
And it's comical too. For those of you who are watching, I know when you watch the show, you probably feel the same way I do. As soon as they come on, it's the same time. It seems like in every show, that segment of the second hour is always going to be the tag teams. Yeah. And you're always going to get all the tag teams together, and they're all going to bitch and moan about something, and we'll get a tag team match that'll last about 30 minutes because our main event's only going to last about 2 after all the entrances.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Match Mania 23. That's the show they give a huge market like Boston. Sami is the marquee star. Who would pay $500 a ticket for that garbage next time they go back?
About 15,000 people. Yep. About 15,000 people. Yep.
Very true. All right, let's see. We have no medical update, and I hate to say this, but right now, Vince, there is 0 medical updates on Cody Rhodes. After the attack he had last week, from Drew McIntyre when he got kicked through the table.
I didn't even remember that. I'm looking at, I swear to God, guys, think about how hysterical this is. You guys watching the show. We got Tiffany, we got Big Purse, and we got Me Chin. Guys, think about this for a second. Let this soak in. Me Chin is employed by the WWE, and Karrion Kross and Scarlett are not. Let that soak in a little bit, just a little bit. Let that soak in, bro. Okay. Me Chin has a spot on the roster and Karrion Kross does not.
And I don't mean to be mean on Me Chin because I make fun of her every time, but I just don't think she belongs on the main roster. And that's not a cut on her. It's a cut on the WWE for putting her in a position she probably shouldn't be in right now.
And the same goes, whatever. You want to low ball Karrion Kross, whatever you're going to do. Meanwhile, you're paying Me Chin. You got the other one. What's her name? Fab 4? K-Fab?
B-Fab, yeah, B-Fab.
What is she doing?
Well, she's just hanging out with the what they call them.
Absolutely useless. I mean, literally, those are two people on the roster that are absolutely useless, and Karrion Kross doesn't have a job.
In fact, most of tonight's show, you can go through and make an argument that they're better people than those that appeared on TV tonight that should still have a job that aren't against all these people, just like you're saying. DIY, Street Profits, as you were mentioning, they went up against each other, or winners with the Street Profits.
Well, we also had Drew, Drew's promo, and yes. I mean, Mac, I love Drew. Drew's a bona fide star, movie freaking star. But again, this was a promo to eat up time. This didn't further any story. Nothing happened. There was no action. He's repeated things he said before, and this is how you kill Drew McIntyre. You don't put Drew McIntyre in a segment that is absolutely meaningless. This was a meaningless segment.
I think Drew McIntyre is capable of being an incredible heel, a villain, even if you let him
be. What's that? He could be whatever you want him to be, Mac. Yeah. I agree with you.
I've seen him do his video packages, and sometimes I'm like, man, he belongs in a movie. He's like a perfect foil for somebody, the villain of a movie. And you can't use that. Come on. This is World Wrestling Entertainment, and he's got a lot of entertainment and the sports behind him. Let's see. Grimmy, am I looking at that right? Gurney 777. Imagine a backstage segment that isn't a wrestler talking to a general manager. What a concept. What happened to creativity?
I'll tell you what happened. What is it? Gurn, New York. Gurn, let me tell you what happened. You ready? You ready, Mac?
I'm ready.
The check's been cashed.
The check.
That's it. Period. End of story. They've got USA's money. They've got Netflix's money. It doesn't matter.
Matthew saying R-Truth being comedy again is cringe too.
Mac, I gotta tell you something, Mac.
You and I are probably about to say the same thing. Go ahead.
No. Save this here. I want it, guys. I want to make a comparison to something else. Okay, I want to make a comparison. You know, I'm a San Francisco Giants fan.
Yeah.
The Giants, I think it's now, Mac, they've lost their last 13 out of 14 home games. Games.
Oh, man.
And Mac, you've got the announcers saying, the home team announcer saying, bro, 40,000 people are going out to the ballpark every day, and this is the type of performance. Their own announcers are cutting promos on them. Like, people are paying to see you guys play, and this is how you're performing. You think anybody's saying that at the WWE, that they got this house sold out and this is the kind of show we're going to put on? You think anybody's saying that?
So yeah, I still go back to the fact that eventually it's going to catch up to you. I don't know when, but it will catch up to you because I don't know any other way that it won't. Matthew, by the way, the R-Truth piece, I wanted to mention this. When R-Truth and John Cena crossed for the first time after Cena turned face again, they missed another opportunity with R-Truth. They could have done something with John and R-Truth, even if it wasn't a match, but just skits in the back, because Truth is capable of doing those type of things that make him very entertaining. They just missed another opportunity. I don't understand why they have it right in front of them and they still managed to screw it up.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Traffic jam. Karrion Kross is organically over. Triple H is jealous.
Yep.
Let's see what else we have here. Angel saying, when you went on Ticketmaster to buy tickets for this show, the featured stars, that's curious, are Cody and Randy. No Orton, no Cody, no Cena. They did Boston dirty. And by the way, Boston is Cena's hometown, right?
Well, also though, Angel, you gotta know that they do a dark match. And what that means is when the show is over, they do like a big main event. And a lot of times, bro, Mac, they do this so many times. A lot of times they'll have a Randy, they'll have a Cody, they'll have a John Cena. They're there at the building the day of SmackDown or Raw, and they'll put them on the dark match, which is, if those guys, and we could find out, guys, we could find out what the dark match was tonight. If one of those guys is in the dark match and not on the show itself, that just shows you they don't care at all. They don't care at all.
I'm thinking, if I'm a fan and I'm going to the main event and I see the main event starting and I know there's really nothing I want to see in that main event, so I make my way out of the arena early to get back to my car in the parking lot and try to avoid traffic. And then all of a sudden the stars do come out after the show. I'd be a little pissed off as a fan too. Like, wait a minute, I didn't know that was taking place. The main event was already happening.
Yeah.
That's just, I'm not sure that's good business. What else we have here? Coach V is clear how they book since Unreal. They expose themselves. There are 2 to 3 whiteboards with matches. Someone writes matches there, and Triple H says, yeah, cool, not stories anymore.
Matt, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
You'll get a kick out of this story. And I want to make this perfectly clear. I'm not burying them. This is when wrestlers write shows. This is what you get. Mac, for a very long time at TNA, it was me, Jeff Jarrett, and Dutch Mantel. Okay? Jeff and Dutch were in Nashville. I had to drive to Nashville from Atlanta. Okay. So a lot of times they would start without me, and I would get there when they had been planning stuff.
Yeah.
Mac, I swear to you. And guys, again, this is a wrestler booking the show. They had the whiteboards, Mac. Seg 1, AJ Styles versus Chris Daniels, part 1. Seg 2, AJ Styles versus Chris Daniels, part 2. Segment 3, AJ Styles versus Chris Daniels. That's what wrestlers do. Why do they do that? Because they know wrestling. So now I'd come in, no problem. You want AJ Styles and Chris Daniels, that's one segment. That's one. It's not 3 segments. That's one segment. That's what wrestlers do, Mac, because all they know is wrestling. And at least with Dutch and Jeff, I was there to put in the stories and to put in the characters. Who's doing that for Triple H? Obviously, nobody. No. Nobody's doing that.
It still seems like, even after watching the Unreal television show, Vince, that there's still some eggshells being walked on around there, because when you see Chris Parks and Bruce Pritchard, in the back, I'm sorry, but that wasn't a pretty sight to see for a lot of fans. And it really felt uncomfortable. Even as a viewer, I was uncomfortable with that.
Well, you want to know, Mac, I got to tell you, a lot of people were on Bruce for that. I don't think it was Bruce at all. Bruce is in charge of the timing of the show. So when Bruce is up Chris Parks' ass, that's Bruce's job. Here's the problem, Mac. Chris freaking Parks has been in the wrestling business for at least 25 years. I started working with Chris in 2002. So he's been in the business at least 25 years. And what is he doing, Mac? He's selling. He's selling, which is exactly what Bruce wants. I just want to make that man happy. Bro, no, you tell Bruce, brother, you heard me on the headsets. I was telling them to go home. They didn't go home. You got an issue. Go talk to them when they come through that curtain. Not mamby-pambying it, bro. And, bro, you got to know, 25 years in the business, you don't sell. Chris Parks cannot run out to that ring and make them go home. There's nothing he can do. But here's the problem, Mac. You want to back it up one more time. They're going long because they got no respect for Chris Parks. These guys are looking at Chris Parks like, who'd you ever beat? You were never a main eventer. You've never worked in the WWE. You're going to tell CM Punk and Seth Rollins what to do? So he's telling them to go home. They don't have respect for him. They just want to get their shit in. And Bruce Pritchard's yelling at the wrong guy.
Does that happen all the time? I mean, does the agent?
Not when Vince was there, man.
No.
Because those wrestlers would have had to come back there, and Vince was sitting right there. Never in a million years. So that tells you they don't respect the agent. They don't respect Bruce Pritchard, and they're going in business for themselves. That never happened on Vince's dime.
What happens if you had been on a network and your timing was off by 2.5 minutes, I think, which is what it was? They would have cut you off at 2.5 minutes, before you even got into it. The same thing they did to Bill Goldberg.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing people got to understand about, listen, I've had my differences with Bruce, but, Bruce is great at what he does. He's just a politician, but he's great at what he does. But that's what Bruce has to do, man. When you've got a live show and somebody's going long, Bruce has to retime that show on the fly, like on the fly. Now they're cutting things out. Now they're cutting time off of matches. He's got to do that in real time while it's going on. That's not an easy job, Mac, and Bruce has done that for years.
What happens if the guys in the ring are not taking it home when they're supposed to, and let's say you got a hard end to the show, where you got to go network cut away? What can you do to make those wrestlers finish that match in time? Is there anything, or can they really ruin the end of a show?
You absolutely. If they go overtime, you fine them. You fine them freaking 10 grand and let's see if they go over the next week. You fine them. That's what you do. But like I said, again, man, nobody needs Vince McMahon. That would have never happened on Vince's watch. Never, because they were scared to death of the repercussions if they did that.
Instagram, a wrestling historian popping in. Did Brian Pillman work you or the boys in WWF?
I don't know what
I guess when he was doing the crazy Pillman thing, when he
did we think
the gun and
we think he was really crazy?
I think that's what he's asking. Yeah.
No. I got to tell you guys, man, I'll never forget this. See, man, I was just talking about selling. Okay, real veterans, Mac, they don't sell anything. And I can remember, man, prior to Brian dying, I was on a shoot with those guys. We actually shot things outside of the arena back then.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. And me, Terry Runnels, and Pillman were going to a hotel. We were going to shoot some scenes, right? I was driving the car, bro, and he was in the passenger seat. And Mac, I'll never forget this. If I went over the smallest, tiniest bump, the guy was wincing in pain. And I could see it. And he would not sell that. That's when he like crushed his ankle or something. He did something real. The pain this guy was in, whereas if you went over a bump, he was wincing and trying not to sell it. This guy, man, was in an enormous amount of pain at the end of his career, man.
That's a shame. And so many of those guys do get in pain too towards the end of their careers.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Young Reckless, Tony's father should fire him and hire a guy like Eric so we can bring back the Monday Night Wars. Their billionaires can counter WWE, also a writer like Russo.
You know what it is, Mac? You know this because you work so many indie promotions. Mm-hmm. Mac, you know this damn well. And I get these calls all the time. Somebody's starting an indie promotion and they want me to write for them.
Yep.
And I tell them all the time, brother, you're starting your own promotion. You're going to want to write the show. You don't need me. Anytime there's a promoter, Mac, you know he wants to write the show. Yep. And you're never, Tony Khan is never going to turn that book over to anybody else, ever.
No, I can't tell you how many times I got brought in just in the last several years before I started doing the podcasting. I was doing still independent shows and still working, behind the scenes. And they would hand me the book in a couple of places. And I had no control of the book. Right. The damn promoter did. He was going to change everything I was doing because he had guys he wanted to do certain things.
Of course.
Yeah. But, that's how it is.
That's how it is,
Let's see. Baller B. Scott. Vince, thoughts on Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Absolutely. Brilliant show, Baller. I am a huge fan of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Baller, I'm going to throw a show at you. Go check out on HBO and Matt. You guys want to see like unbelievable writing and creativity? Go turn on a show on HBO Max called Nathan For You. It's not on anymore. There were 4 seasons of it. Go check that out if you want to see what writing and creativity is at its highest form.
By the way, I haven't told you this. I got, because of the work we do here on Sportskeeda, I've had a TV station reach out. I'm starting doing a show now where it'd be kind of like Dirty Jobs kind of thing. But
get out of town. That's awesome, man. What a local station?
Yeah, local TV. And I was like, I'll give it a shot.
That's
that'd be
awesome,
fun.
Man. When does that start?
Actually, next week, I think is going to be the first person that I'll be interviewing and hanging out with for a day.
That is great. I love that. Sounds awesome, man.
It's always fun to get out and do stuff.
You got to send me those clips.
Oh, I will. I promise I will. All right. So let's see. We also have Rabbit Master in here. I'm starting to notice real fatigue with WWE. People are starving for something different. The prices, oversaturation, it's getting to be too much. WWE is suffocating the market.
Robin,
do you disagree with that?
Yeah, I do. Because Rabbit, you're talking about for people like you and I and Mac. You're talking about casual fans. These people cannot get enough of wrestling. This internet wrestling community, the marks cannot get enough of wrestling. Now, Mac, they're talking about some Wednesday night war between AEW and TNT. Oh my God. So man, I just don't know how much these people can possibly consume, because Rabbit is dead on, man. It is such overkill at this point, but man, this internet wrestling community is still eating it up, Mac.
I don't get it either. It's the quality of the product we're getting doesn't justify the pricing or the views that it gets. Rowan Curtis off Vermont Avenue. Good to see you in here, Rowan. When should these wrestlers consider retiring or moving on from wrestling? Chelsea Green, age 34. Drew McIntyre is age 40. And Karrion Kross is age 40. I would say when it comes to the guys, because I can't speak for the women, but guys, I was probably in my peak condition when I was in my 40s. I was actually really going good at 40s. After that, it's a little questionable, but
yeah, I would say, man, Roland, if they really want, correct me if I'm wrong, Mac, I would say if they really wanted to go out on top, if they really wanted to go out where they could still go and not be embarrassing, I would say 45.
Yeah, mid-40s.
Yeah, I would say 45. Some guys can really still go till 45. I think when you start letting it go to like 48, I think that's when you could tell a noticeable difference. But guys can still go up to 45.
How old is Cena? Do you know?
Oh, God, he's up there.
Yeah, I mean, and Cena, I will say this, he's looking better with every match he's had recently. His in-ring work is getting better. In fact, one of his last matches, I can't remember who it was against now, the same myself, was Cody. I thought it was a fantastic match with Cody and Cena. A lot better than what I expected coming out of John Cena.
So he was born, Mac, in April was his birthday, 77. So then 48. Yeah. 48. And what is Cena saying? He's cutting it off.
Oh yeah, because his body can't handle it like it used to, And
so 48 may be fair, but when a guy like Cena is saying at 48, my body's, that's telling you right there.
Yep. All right, Super Omega Tony K. Tony Khan is doing a better job than Triple H this year. I think it goes back to what you said earlier, Vince. I think Tony Khan's trying harder than Triple H. He may not be producing a better show, but he's trying harder than Triple H.
I agree with that 1,000%.
Let's see. Mike saying, Vince, were you ever into the Opie and Anthony show?
I was not, Mike. I know those guys, but I was, years and years and years ago, I was definitely a Stern guy.
Yeah, I love Stern, Opie, and Anthony. I used to listen to them too. I listened to a lot of radio because that was where I came from.
Yeah,
but those kind of shows are just really non-existent now.
I'll tell you what, though, they both do because obviously they don't talk anymore, but they both do separate podcasts. Anthony is really good on his podcast. He's very, very good. Yeah.
I hate to see radio disappear because
I agree.
It was a breeding ground for entertainers of many types that you'd be surprised to know who came from radio. And it just is fading away, just like TV and newspapers. Every bit of it's just fading away. All right, let's see. We can get into the main event, but there's really not much to talk about in the main event. Anything else you want to talk about in tonight's show that we haven't covered yet?
Again, just the main event. Sammy's beat Solo 2 weeks in a row now, and he's going out there every week saying he wants to be a world champion. He's going to be a world champion, guys.
Who should be Cena's final partner in the ring?
So it's December we're looking at, right?
Yep.
God, man.
And I've heard people say that maybe he might be put in a situation where he goes, okay, I go come back for one more match where he gets egged into it, kind of, and they're saying maybe The Rock at WrestleMania and John Cena. I hope not. I'd rather see John Cena leave in December like he said he was going to do than get some kind of a swerve at the very end saying, okay, I'm going to stay a little bit longer until WrestleMania. I'm not sure I'd buy into that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a good question because, I mean, they've got nobody on the roster over. I mean,
I'm thinking, who do you put over? I really don't know. The only person I'm interested in seeing growth really is Braun Breaker. I love Braun Breaker. That's just, this guy has got so much speed and so much talent. And if they don't make him the sole owner of the spear, they're doing something wrong. I mean, they let the women use it in their matches. They're letting anybody and everybody use the spear. And the spear from Braun Breaker should be his and his alone. And just go back to the old days of wrestling. All right. Anything coming up you want to talk about, Vince, that we haven't talked about?
Yeah, no, not really, guys. Just, again, man, if you want to try out the brand, I do shows every single day of the week, and you can get a free week so you could try us out. Just go to patreon.com/Russo TWC.
And again, guys, if you'll stop by Road Trip After Hours on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. I'd certainly appreciate it. The numbers have been going up consistently since I started working with Vince. And I know it's because a lot of the Vince viewers are popping over and subscribing. And I certainly appreciate all that. Other than that, I'm done. You don't want to talk about anything else? We got a few more minutes.
I am done, Mac. I am done. The day is over. I'm ready to call it a night, Mad Mac. We did our job here, bro. We got 46 and a half minutes out of absolutely zero.
Absolutely zero. And we'll do that again next Friday night, same time, same place, right here with Sportskeeda's Wrestle Binge. We'll see you next week.